technical glitch. I hope it's working. Good afternoon. Let's give it a few seconds to see people following us. They're joining, those coming in. Welcome on board. Good afternoon, everybody. Our afternoon, Friday afternoon streaming and our podcast. I hope you are enjoying, and we're just welcoming people on. So thank you for joining us, and welcome to our Friday financial talk or business talk with me, Jabo Butera, your host, and the team at Diversity Business Incubator. Good afternoon for some, those who are just joining us, and it's morning for other people. As we were saying, last week we had some colleagues we were talking to in the USA, and it was in the morning while we were saying it was for afternoon for us here. Great stuff. It's a Friday afternoon here in England. So Diversity Business Incubator, we are your hosts. We are based in Plymouth of UK, but especially in an area called Stonehouse. So we are based in HQ building. For those who want to visit us, we're based in HQ building on Union Street. Pop by to say hi. So my name is Jabo, and I'm your host today, and with my team at Diversity Business Incubator. And I'm sure you're following us through our different platform, our social media. So continue to follow us and get more information. So today we're going to be talking about, as our own topic we always follow up with, is the financial literacy. Our disclaimer is the views. I'm not a financial advisor. Diversity Business Incubator, we're not financial advisors. We are sharing our knowledge, we are sharing our experience, and we hoping we're going to be hearing from you as well, so you can be sharing your knowledge with the rest, just to help individuals not to fall in the moving sand or the challenges we see in the world. We're rolling from the experience of life, we're rolling from the knowledge acquired, and everyone is welcome to bring their own opinion and sharing their knowledge. That's what it is about, sharing. So today we're talking about entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about businesses. We're going to talk about being your own boss, being your own the decision maker, your own decision maker in income generating. That's the conversation of today. We'll be together here for just down 30 minutes, where we'll get a chance to converse. Normally we do between 3:30 to 4. Today with technology we've been delayed a little bit, so we're expecting to be done by just 4:45, and it'll be wonderful to have a conversation with everyone and joining us. So our technical team are available. Drop a question, they'll be able to answer you. A comment, they'll be able to answer you. And the conversation you want us to have in the future or debate on. So today we're talking about entrepreneurship, and we've been following up for what we had a conversation before. And the simple question which came first today from our last week's surveys and questions, the question was, how do you survive as an entrepreneur financially? How do you survive as an entrepreneur financially? How do you survive financially as an entrepreneur? And that was the first question. We're going to be looking around this, where we're going to converse around this topic. How do you survive financially? It comes to the conversation we had last time, where we were talking about, why do you go and be your own boss? Why can't you just go and work for someone and they pay you? All you have to do is just turn up and that's it. You get paid, or do the work and you get paid. It's the reason we said last time, the justification of the conversation we were talking about, and from hearing from other individuals who've been in entrepreneurship journey, is the why, which is the reason. The reason always gives you that edge of going the next stage. What is the reason you're looking What is the reason pushing you to decide to move forward with having your own business? And one of the main reason, it's not the only reason, one of the main reason has been the improving of the income generator. So you are taking that opportunity to increase your income in your own pace. That's entrepreneurship. You are taking the decision or the opportunity to increase your income at your own pace. The speed of growing your income will depend mainly to you as an individual. Of course, there are going to be other factors: the market you are in, the product is it, and the difference and the many differences. You, the one in the sitting or the driving seat, so you can swerve left or right to where you want to take it. That income generator. Now the question was, how do you survive as an entrepreneur financially? So you're talking about surviving. See, the question comes as, how do you survive? That's the first element of every human being. You try to survive. An entrepreneur mindset comes in, how do you thrive as an entrepreneur financially, as that's the purpose. You go in to become self-employed, you go in to become your own boss, you go in to become an entrepreneur. As you say, the purpose, the why, most of the time is two reasons I can say. It's changing or improving your own income and surrounding. Two is the impact you're having to the rest of those near you. This can be your family, this can be your neighbors, this can be friends, and all where you live. That's a human being. We want to, we wish, we go forward to make that change, starting with ourselves, then the others. So when you go in entrepreneurship, you want to change that, you want to improve, you want to go forward with that. So that reason of why will give you the edge of surviving. You are driven by changing, by bringing the improvement, changing in a positive, not changing in a negative. You're changing everything in your life. Your income change, your living change, your vocabulary changes, your neighborhood changes, your thinking changes. That's the entrepreneur mindset. And how do you survive? It's that reason, the reason why you are into business first place. That will give you the reason, that will give you the edge of surviving. That will be my first answer. Your why have to be very important. Why are you going into business first place? Secondly, how do you survive? There is different mechanism within the society we live in. I will speak maybe mainly for where I live currently in England, where there's those mechanisms of support existing within the structure, societal structure. What do you mean? What do I mean by that? Recapping of those who've been following us, thank you for all those who are following us. We recap on last time when we were talking about the survival budget. We talked about the survival budget last time, and when we're talking about every individual, you need to know what your survival budget. And that survival budget, it follows mainly the Maslow hierarchy of need, or every individual's hierarchy of need. Your first need the first hierarchy of need is security or safety. That safety is your responsibility yourself as an individual, but also the society has that responsibility. And including that society, that's where you have a case or examples of in the society we live in England. I'm speaking because I live in England. you have the Department of Work and Pension, which cushions each individual's basic income. So there is that cushioning or that measurement of the society or the infrastructure existing within the society, which is something we really grateful for. Most of everyone is grateful for to having that cushioning or that mechanism in place, which is when you work and generate income, you pay your national insurance contribution and the tax, and that's why it allows the government to have all those cushioning mechanism I can call. So how you survive, the society has already laid ground for each of us. Each and one of us have the opportunity. All he's looking for is your passion. What is it you're passionate about? What is it you want to bring as a change? What is it you want to do as a difference? So to survive as an entrepreneur or financial entrepreneur, I think the individual who asked this question, they were looking at saying, as a business owner, as someone who has a corner shop, a barber shop, or a taxi driver, you're going out there, you're not sure if you're going to have 20 customers or you're going to have 2 customers. I think that's the angle they were coming around with. They were asking, so how do you survive compare to someone who's employed? Because when you're employed, you have your salary at the end of the month, which is a fixed salary. So your hourly rate is £9.50, is £12.50, is £15.50, or is 25 or some are £500 an hour. When you are employed, you know how many hours you've put in. That's going to be your salary at the end of the month. So you turn up Monday to Friday or part-time, and that's a fixed. But when you're entrepreneur, when you own your own business, you're not sure if you're going to get 2 customers or you're going to get 20 customers. And I think that was the question they were saying, as an entrepreneur, how do you survive financially when you don't have that stability, that fixed amount coming? Which is a very good, valid question. Everyone will be asking themselves, how do you do that? And it comes back to what we were saying, planning. Business planning. How do you survive? With your business plan. Stick to your business plan. Follow your business plan. You will survive and you will thrive. That's the element, second element of answer I will give. And how does the business plan support you or help you to survive? It's when you've already calculated, where you've already drawn down what is your survival budget. What is the budget you need to survive? So you're talking about survive financially. In terms of that, budget, in your budget, what's your budget? How do you keep that budget still going? Your survival budget is what you take home, what you need at home, not what you want. Let me correct this, is not what you take home. The survival budget is the need. You as the business owner or the one who started it, what is it you need to survive on? So the roof over your head at home, the food on the table, the cost incurred to you, and the third is the entertainment and all your well-being. Entertainment, sometimes people get it wrong. Your well-being. So your survival, which is the safety one, the biological need, so the food, all that, and the third one is your spirit, the well-being. Once you've defined those three and you know what they are, those are your survival budget. And that is the first component you need to work on. Know your survival budget. And that's how you will survive as an entrepreneur. Stick to that. Because, as we said, as an entrepreneur, you don't know if it's 20 people coming in through today or it's 2 people coming through today. when McDonald's opened the shop, they're not guaranteed that they're going to have 100 customers coming through that door. Yet they have 7 staff or 8 staff. They have electricity and everything going on. One day they'll have 100, the next day they'll have 2, they'll have 3. And if you're not aware of your budget, what will happen? The day you do much of sales, where you had, for example, there was a football game, Argyle, Plymouth Argyle, that's our local team in Plymouth. Plymouth Argyle was playing. Oh, Plymouth Hope was playing. That's another local team. And then people were coming to the city. There was a traffic in the city, and individual turned up to the shop. On that day, you did a high sell. And just because you had a high sell in your return on that day, you start spending highly. You've gone out of your budget. What you had in your plan as survival budget, now you're changing it anymore. Because there is a high income, you start spending on things which are not in your budget. So you've moved from the need to the want. And that way, if you do that, you're not going to survive financially. An entrepreneur sticks on his business plan, his financial plan, his budgeting. The day I'll do this high sell and I have in my till or in my account £2,000 or £20,000 or £200,000, it's no meaning that give me the green light to spend. Stick to your budget, because tomorrow or down the line, there's gonna be that day, maybe no customer gonna come through, yet your overhead is still there. So how do you survive financially? Answering to our question, your passion will drive you forward. That's the one. Crucial, very crucial. Your passion will drive you forward. That's the first answer. The second answer, stick to your budget. Plan your budget, stick to your budget. Master your money. To know how to manage money, you need to master your money. So that's will be the 2 key answers to that question. And again, thank you for those who are joining us now. We're talking on the conversation around financial literacy and entrepreneurial mindset today. And the question came with asking, how do you survive as an entrepreneur financially? And I was just answering in 2 parts. First, your passion will drive you forward. 2, keep an eye on the money, your budget, what you budgeted. Budget it and work with it. If you don't have a business plan, if you don't have a cash flow, if you don't have a budget plan, and you're struggling to get to it, get in touch. DBI will be able to help. We're here for that purpose. We'll be able to help you with that financial acumen, that financial knowledge. Hope so that is helpful. Let's move to the another question. I'm just looking at the technical team sending me the question which are coming through. People are asking. That's a good one. How do you set your budget? Is it monthly? Is it annually? That was the question. How do you set your budget? This reminds me, I was talking to a friend of mine and a colleague Tendai on P-Town Radio. And I remember asking this question last time. How often, I can say, do you check your bank statement? That's the first question. My second question, are you checking your bank statement because you're fearing you might have gone overdrawn, or the money is going out faster, you just check how much is left, or you're checking it because there's an income, you're expecting it to grow? So I did ask you a question, how often do you look at your bank statement, or when do you check your bank statement? Is it early in the morning or before you go to bed? As an entrepreneur or as a business owner, as an entrepreneur or as a business owner, how often do you look at your bank statement? And it goes to that question, which is, how do you set your budget, monthly or annually? It comes to that same question, how often do you check your bank statement? Because that will tell you, do you check your bank statement monthly? Do you check your bank statement annually? Planning, it's an everyday exercise. Is adjusting every day to get to that complement of the month. You can have a projection. You can have a setting of your projections, what's going to happen. And how you set it on the times is going to be yearly, monthly, daily, hourly. Your vision, coming back to that we were saying earlier on, your aim and your purpose, your why, that why will be the one driving you forward. So as your dream is bigger, as your budget, you will set it. My dream, I'm giving an example, is to join the billionaire clubs, let's say. My dream is to provide shelter to 100 homeless in 10 years. So your budget is going to be for 10 years. My aim, my vision, my ambition, your ambition, your vision, your dream will define how you set your budget. And let me tell you, if your dream don't scare you, it's not worth dreaming it. If your budget is not scaring you, review it. That's a challenge I'm throwing at you. Check your budget. If your budget is just, I can reach to it. Push it further. Human being, we are created for that. Thinking ahead, thinking big. So, answering to that question, how do you set your budget? Set it to the way it becomes a long-term vision, yet an everyday task. It's a long-term vision, yet an everyday task. Because if I don't click and close my today budgeting, my monthly budgeting is not gonna happen, and my yearly budgeting is not gonna happen, and my 5 years budgeting is gonna happen. So set your budget according to your dreams, and yet make it a daily activity. And if it's difficult, just set a one-day budget. What is my today budget? What is it I'm spending today? What is it I am making today? And we build from there. So how do you set your budget? Do you want it to be monthly, yearly? It's all up to you. You can make it the way you want. And again, if you need a template, if you need more knowledge how to set your budget, get in touch with our team. DBA will be able to help you with that one. We'll send you a free template, how to set in your budget plan or budgeting. We'll give you support. And if we don't know the answer, that's the beauty of living in the city where there is a collaboration. We have someone we know. We will signpost you to places. There are many places, there are partners we're working with in the city. They'll be able to support, they'll be able to help. I hope that answered the question on how do you set your budget. So gonna take the third and last question. Time is not always on our side. We have probably another 10 minutes to go. The third question coming is saying, what advice can you give to young entrepreneurs? What advice can you give to young entrepreneurs? Wow, that's a really good question. What advice can you give to young entrepreneurs? I might answer this in 2 or 3 components. And again, as I say from the beginning, this is open for everyone. Everyone is welcome to give their advice as well. Everyone is welcome to give their opinion. These questions are not just for me. This question is for all of us here following us, those who are watching. And you can always answer this question or give your opinion or advice later on, and we'll share with those who are following us and those who are listening to us. So the question comes, what advice can you give to a young entrepreneur? I was reading, we were watching, me and my wife and the other members of the family were watching this podcast from TD Jakes, and he wrote a book called Don't Drop the Mic. See, it's becoming trendy where when you finish or you drop something or you said something amazing, you drop the mic. Him is saying, don't drop the mic. The way he was saying, it was like the baton is being passed to the next generation. I like it because I see the young entrepreneur, the word young there. It's exciting to see young individuals, youth coming forward to go entrepreneur. And he did answer that question about young as well. I was saying, don't drop the mic, saying the baton is being passed on. People have made in the previous, before you, have paved the way. So today, individuals becoming entrepreneurs or have abilities to be higher generating incomers, it's because previously someone else has paved the road ahead. So young entrepreneurs, they're coming through someone else who has worked before. You're talking about, I give a simple example. Today you can take a payment online. People don't have to come and physically pay you because someone has created that method of payment. So they were previous entrepreneurs. So young entrepreneurs, and I'm talking about young entrepreneurs, is every time you start something new, you are young. You are young into this field. Young is not the age. Here we're talking about anyone starting a business. It does not matter the age. Whenever you start something new, you are young in that field. So my advice, how advice can I give to a young entrepreneur? I'm looking at it in a perspective, someone who's starting new, they're new in this field. And I'm relying on that reference. I'll say in TD Jakes' book where he said, don't drop the mic. First advice I'll tell you, market research. Find out what others have done before you. What is there I can improve? The founder of Rolls-Royce, which is up to today the expensive, the crazy price vehicle existing, the founder of Rolls-Royce, I think it's Sir Henry Rolls-Royce or Jeffrey, he said, don't create something new. Look what exists, make it better. So an advice to a young entrepreneur, someone coming new in the field of starting a business or working for themselves, the first advice is your market research. Due diligence. Do your due diligence. For sure, the idea you're bringing, it's 1 in a million to be something totally brand new. No one has thought about it before. It might be new for you, but that same idea being implemented in Oklahoma. That same idea might be implemented in Durban. And if you do not do your market research better, you'll find you'll take longer to reach to your vision or to your dream. So anyone starting a business, business, anyone coming in that field, do your market research. That would be my first advice. What advice can I give to a young entrepreneur? Market research. Do your market research. Do your due diligence. Find out what others have done and make better what they've done. Restaurants are popping everywhere. Everyone is, not everyone, I mean, a lot of people are doing cutting the hair or doing the nails or something around those fields. It's not the first time. They're not the first. McDonald's was there before them. KFC was there before them. Nando's there before them, and so on and so forth. And what they've done is you find that market, check what the others have done, and then make it better. That's my advice to a young entrepreneur. The first advice I'll give to a young entrepreneur. What can you do as an advice to the first entrepreneur? That's what you start with. Market research. The second advice, which comes to what we're talking about, plan. Learn how to plan. Financial literacy. Educate yourself financially. When I say educating yourself financially, this is what I mean. Learn how to master money. Not to manage money only, but how to master money. Financial literacy. Key element. And the last one will be have an open mind. Be teachable. An entrepreneur is a teachable spirit. You don't get to become a millionaire if you don't have the teachable spirit. Learn. Accept to make mistakes. They used to call it saying, risk takers. Risk takers, they're the one who are willing to learn. You put your hands out there to see how it goes so that next time you'll be able to still stick it forward. That's an entrepreneur. It's not taking for the sake of taking a risk. This is an educational platform. So you are being taught. A teachable spirit is needed in an entrepreneur. What advice can I give to a young entrepreneur? The three things I was mentioning. Do your due diligence. Market research, 1. 2, financial literacy. Educate yourself financially. And 3, and last one, have teachable spirit. Have curiosity. Have that absorbing mentality. It's not you know all. Yeah, there's a lot to learn. And then once there's a lot to learn, you're not fearing competition. If a person comes and opens a shop next to you, it's not a competition to kill you. Learn. What is it you're doing? Open mind. And that is an entrepreneurial mindset. So that's I can give as advice. Financial literacy comes most of the time in the middle. And that's the reason we have this conversation. Time is not on our side. It seems to be going faster than planned. As we say, we're going to have our 30 minutes. We've just doing our time together here. And the purpose of this conversation is for us to share the knowledge we have around financial literacy, but also to let you know, Diversity Business Incubator, we are here to support you financially. Not financial, support you to become independent financially. In other terms, we encourage entrepreneurship. We encourage people to have their own businesses. We want to see more entrepreneurs coming from our communities. We want to see more young people become entrepreneurs. And when I say young entrepreneurs, anything, new ideas, creativities, in income generators. We want to see people with high income generating. If anyone can do it, if someone else can do it, you can do it as well. That's our purpose. We're here for this conversation. Any question, drop to us on our social media. We're here, and social media, you know, they don't stop. You can text anytime. We'll pick up in the morning. We'll be able to pick on that one the following day. And on Instagram and anything, we are there to be able to answer your question. So this was our session today. Maybe I can recap quickly. The first question was, How do you survive as an entrepreneur financially? Gave two answers. Your passion will make you going ahead. Your passion will carry you during the rainy season. So your passion, make sure, why are you going in the business? Why? That's what will be making you survive. Two, keep an eye on your budget. Plan financially. Plan your budget and have that survival budget. And I did throw in there as well, you have the cushioning of the society we live in. So you'll have support from the society to get you off your ground to survive, to keep going. The second question was saying, how do you set your budget? Monthly, yearly? My answer was your budget, you set it for every day. Once you've managed once you master the finances on a day, you'll be able to manage for a week, you'll be able to budget in for a year. And again, your budget will go on with your vision. The bigger your vision is, the bigger the planning of your budget is. And that's the excitement of entrepreneurship. And the last question which came in was, what advice can you give to young entrepreneurs? As I say, we're grateful to have young people following us, or young demographic watching and asking questions. And I'm saying a young entrepreneur is someone starting something new. Whenever you start something new, you are young. Young is not the age. Young is the knowledge. Once you are new in this field, you are young. I can be 60, 70, and I'm just starting trading on cryptocurrency. I'm a young entrepreneur. So the advice I'm give to the young entrepreneur is, do your due diligence. Research your market. Two is your finances. Learn your finances. Acquire financial literacy. Learn how finances work. Master the money. And the last one, have a teachable spirit. I hope this has been helpful to you. And it has been a great pleasure working with you, being with you here, and I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Jabo, and with myself and the team, we are saying thank you very much to you who have been watching. Looking to speak to you again in 2 weeks' time. Have a wonderful time. Goodbye.